Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and welcome to News Talk with yours truly, Chris Anu, as usual, coming to you from the great state of Texas, precisely Houston, Texas. Thank you for tuning in and joining from all over the globe, talking about Africa, the USA, including Canada, South America, the Middle East, wherever that you may find yourself. Thank you for tuning in. This promises to be a very, very exciting broadcast tonight. And if you are watching by way of the social media, that is Facebook and YouTube, please go ahead, do me the favor as usual, hit your share button. Hit your share button. Let everybody out there who didn't know the Anchorman was coming live to know the Anchorman is not alive. Sorry, he's not live. He is indeed alive and kicking in that message. So thank you for tuning in. Again, we've got a very exciting show tonight. I won't waste time to bring you my monologue, but in a few seconds, I am going to be back. With the show proper. Please stay put and do not touch your remote. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, you are looking there on your screen at the arrest and torture of Barrister Tamfu Richard in La République du Cameroon, precisely in Douala, on November the 27th. I will be talking about that tonight. And I will also be talking about the statement, the lamentation coming from Senator Mbella Moki'S. I will be talking about that lamentation coming from Senator Mbella Moki'S. I do not know when he made that statement, but apparently it just came out in the social media 2 days ago, and we found it. And we thought it was quite interesting. Once in a while, Senator Mbella comes out with this outburst as if he is so concerned with what is going on in La République du Cameroon. But I am going to do justice to it, ladies and gentlemen. But I am going to start with my talking point on the subject of Barrister Richard Tamfu. I'll be right back with that monologue. Stay put.
ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricatib@gmail.com.
Thrive America, the flagship model, offers personalized coaching and assistance to newly arrived individuals into the country through a concierge service and one-stop resource on your phone. The app supports essential areas of integration, such as job search strategies, benefits applications, financial literacy, credit repair, legal guidance, and more. The platform aims to become the go-to resource as you navigate the complexities of settling into a new country. Thrive America, the flagship model, offers personalized coaching and assistance to newly arrived individuals into the country through a concierge service and one-stop resource on your phone. The app supports essential areas of integration, such as job search strategies, benefits applications, financial literacy, credit repair, legal guidance, and more. The platform aims to become the go-to resource as you navigate the complexities of settling into a new country. Thrive America, the flagship model, offers personalized
All
coaching.
right, ladies and gentlemen, again at this moment I come to you with my monologue on the arrest and torture in Douala, November the 27th, of a human rights lawyer, Barrister Tamfu Richard. There has been worldwide condemnation of what happened in that incident, but not in La République du Cameroon. On November 27, 2024, the legal profession within the common law community of the Southern Cameroons was once again violently assaulted, this time in Douala, where Barrister Tamfu Richard, a renowned human rights lawyer, faced brutal treatment at the hands of Cameroon's gendarmes. If anything, the attack on Tamfu highlights the worsening state of justice in Cameroon, particularly for Southern Cameroonians, as well as the systemic impunity that fuels atrocities. Tamfu's ordeal began when he intervened to challenge the unlawful arrest of one of his clients at the Groupement de Gendarmerie in Bonanjo, Douala. Upon stopping at the facility to question the client's arrest, which had been conducted without a warrant, Tamfu found himself the target of unprovoked violence. The gendarmes, instead of responding to his legitimate concerns as a lawyer, pounced on him with unrestrained display of brutality. Witnesses reported seeing him smashed to the floor of a Hilux pickup truck, trampled upon and stomped on with military boots like a criminal. The helpless population, some of whom begged the gendarmes to stop their assault, could do nothing to prevent the heinous act. The attack left Barrister Tamfu severely injured and requiring urgent hospitalization. His crime? Upholding the rule of law and demanding justice for his client. This incident raises urgent questions about the treatment of Southern Cameroonian lawyers and the systemic bias they face in a country where the legal system increasingly appears weaponized against them. Would Tamfu have suffered the same fate if he were Francophone? This question strikes at the heart of Cameroon's long-standing divide between the Francophone majority and the assimilated and marginalized Anglophone community. Instances like these reinforce the perception that Southern Cameroonian lawyers, detainees, and citizens are treated as second-class people for daring to speak out against injustice. They are subjected to humiliation, to violence and incarceration, while their Francophone counterparts often escape such brutality. This isn't an isolated incident. It is part of a broader pattern in which the justice system in that country is systematically used to silence voices of dissent, particularly from the southern Cameroons. Lawyers, who should be the custodians of justice, are instead treated as enemies of the state when they stand up for their clients' rights. This raises critical questions about the very foundation of Cameroon's legal and judicial institutions. What consequences, if any, would the gendarmes involved in this assault face? Definitely none. It is unlikely they will be held accountable. Cameroon's justice system has long operated under a shadow of impunity, where state security forces are rarely, if ever, punished for their crimes. The culture of impunity ensures that such actions are not only tolerated but implicitly encouraged by the state. This is a country where police officers, soldiers, and gendarmes routinely violate the law with little fear of reprisal. Why is there no protection for human rights defenders in that country? Human rights lawyers like Tamfu, who put their lives on the line to defend the oppressed, have no institutional safeguards. The fact that he was attacked while performing his professional duties shows the disdain the Cameroonian authorities have for legal norms and for the rule of law. If a respected lawyer can be assaulted so brazenly, what fate awaits the countless southern Cameroonians languishing in jails, many of whom were arrested without warrants or subjected to sham trials? These detainees have no access to fair legal representation because the very lawyers who would represent them are under constant threat. The treatment of Amazonian detainees epitomizes the systemic oppression of the southern Cameroonians. Arrested arbitrarily and held indefinitely, these individuals face a justice system rigged against them. Even when their cases are brought to court, the outcomes are predetermined, with convictions based on fabricated charges. The state's ultimate goal seems to be to ensure these detainees rot in jail, breaking their spirit and deterring others from resisting the oppressive regime that rules and reigns in Yaoundé. This is why the Amazonian struggle has persisted for over 8 years. 8 years. It is not merely a fight for political independence, but a battle against a system that dehumanizes and marginalizes southern Cameroonians. Barrister Tamfu's assault is a microcosm of the larger issue, a judicial system that is neither impartial nor just, but rather a tool for perpetuating tyranny. The Cameroonian government, or we call it La République du Cameroon's unwillingness to address such incidents demonstrates its tacit approval of these practices. By failing to hold the perpetrators accountable, the state sends a clear message that violence against southern Cameroonians, even against their legal defenders, is acceptable. This fosters a climate of fear and silence, where seeking justice becomes a perilous endeavor. The implications of this for the common law system in the southern Cameroons are dire. the erosion of legal norms, and the targeted persecution of lawyers undermine the very principles of justice and equity. The attack on Barrister Tamfu serves as a warning to other lawyers. Challenging the state's actions could cost you your safety or even your life. This has a chilling effect, discouraging legal professionals from taking up cases involving state abuses, further entrenching the circle of injustice. The international community cannot afford to remain silent in the face of such blatant violations in La République du Cameroon. Cameroon has ratified numerous international treaties that obligate it to uphold human rights and the rule of law. Yet, incidents like this, like the assault on Tamfu, demonstrate a complete disregard for these commitments. It is imperative for human rights organizations, bar associations, and foreign governments to condemn this act unequivocally and demand accountability. The Amazonian cause is deeply rooted in the desire for justice, for dignity and equality, principles that are systematically denied under the current regime in Yaoundé. The assault on Tamfu is not just an attack on an individual, but an affront to these ideals. It is a stark reminder of why the struggle for independence remains essential for Southern Cameroonians. The Cameroonian government must answer for its actions. Are the gendarmes who assaulted Barrister Tamfu in custody and facing trial? If not, why not? Their continued freedom is a testament to a system that protects abusers rather than their victims. The international community must demand transparency and justice in this case and others like it. Meanwhile, the Amazonian people must remain resolute. The attack on Tamfu should strengthen their resolve to fight for a system where such atrocities are unthinkable, a country where they are unthinkable. The dream of a free Amazonia is not just about political sovereignty, but about creating a society where justice is blind, human rights are sacred, and no one is above the law. Barrister Tamfu's courage is standing up to injustice, even at great personal cost, embodies the spirit of the Amazonian struggle. His sacrifice must not be in vain. It is a call to action for all who believe in the rule of law and the dignity of humanity to speak out, demand change, and stand in solidarity with the oppressed people of the Southern Cameroon's Amazonia. Only then can we hope to break the chains of impunity and build a future where justice truly prevails. And that is my first monologue tonight. I am being joined from London by Barrister Alex Lisengue. I brought him particularly so he can address some of these issues we are talking about here. Barrister Lisengue, it's a pleasure having you back on ABS, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chris Arnold. As I always say, it's a pleasure to be on your platform, and I always wish that other people should come on your platform regardless of their opinion. It's very important because when people meet and talk on the same platform, they can clarify certain issues rather than all of us having monologue on our own. Thank you very much, and my greetings to the beautiful people of the Cameroons, the beautiful people of British Cameroon, the beautiful people of La République du Cameroon.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me. I am also being joined by the Vice Chair of the Interim Government Restoration Council, Comrade Chris Ajua. Good to have you, sir. Your microphone seems to be off. All right, while you check your microphone, let me get back to your microphone is still not on. Your microphone is still not on. While you check your microphone, let me get back to Barrister Alex, who is joining me from London. Barrister Alex, you've seen the images emerging from Douala of the torture of Barrister Barrister Tamfu Richard. I'd like to play that image again. If you can take a look at that. That is him actually at the hospital there. Okay, that is where the torture takes place.
Where, chef? Where?
You find people pleading, civilians pleading to the gendarmes. Oh, chief, leave him alone. But they continue to pounce and trample upon him. What do you make of that, Barrister Alex, saying that, I mean, you are a lawyer. You are the ones out there in the community, in the society, trying to enforce the laws. And Barrister Tamfu was actually picked up and thrown into that truck and trampled upon while he was trying to question why his client was arrested without a warrant.
What I will say, the government of La République du Cameroon is living in fears. These are the last kick of a dying horse. Because, you see, there's a difference between a government and a criminal syndicate. The government of La République du Cameroon is a criminal syndicate. It's not really a government because a government is supposed to govern for the interests of the people. I read the constitution of La République du Cameroon religiously. If you look at it, Article 65, they say the preamble is part and parcel of the constitution. What does the preamble say? It says that Universal Declaration of Human Rights is part and parcel of the constitution, which means it's against torture. The United Nations Charter, which is against torture, is part of the constitution. You go again, African Charter, people's rights, it's part of it. It's there in the constitution. I have the copy one in front of you. The constitution is supposed to be the highest law and principle of the country. So why do you have a government that does not respect its own laws? That's why I look at the government, it's a criminal syndicate. It's not a government. The government has got a definition. So I will never call them. If you look at it, I'm not the one making it up. If you look at Mr. Bia's government, most of his people like London, Abba, Polika, Titus Ezua, all his cabinet, they have been in prison. So he's the one putting them in prison. The problem is that we are not really facing a government because the government has got a function to do or to enforce law and order, to assist the people economically and socially and other things. That's what the government should be doing, not to torture its own people. And one thing I will make it clear on this your platform, nobody has got the right to torture a person. And the people of the Cameroon should be ready to defend themselves. It is legal to defend yourself. Those people were shouting there, chef. You don't do chef. They should jump on him. Fortunately, that's what the law says, and do what they were doing on Barrister Tamfu. It's not
They can't jump on him because they have guns.
That's why I'm telling you, when I use that word proportionality. Proportionality means if I take a pillowcase, I hit you, you can take a pillowcase. If people have guns, they are torturing you, you have a right to have guns. So the people of the Cameroon, be you civilians, like in the United States, they should start working with guns because the people who are supposed to protect them, the forces of law and order, have become the forces of disorder. I'm not saying anything illegal. The laws of Cameroon are clear. You have a right to defend yourself. We have seen these things since the days of Fortier. I read the book of Late Abemukom, Balançois, how they put people, they torture them. This has been happening since 1953 when Fortier became a police officer until currently we are in 2024, they are still doing the same thing. At the end of the day, I'm not calling for any revolution, but when a government is torturing you, just like the members of parliament in the United Kingdom, we had an absolute monarchy. What did they do? They made it clear the MPs, they sat together, they did what they call the glorious revolution. They overthrew the monarchy and brought dictatorship, parliamentary sovereignty. So the people cannot just sit and be looking how they are torturing the people of the Cameroon. The people are sovereign. The constitution of the Cameroon makes it clear. Good laws, but they don't apply the laws. That's the problem. One thing I'm sure is that the lawyers in Cameroon have not heard anything. If they have done something, I will be surprised. They have done nothing, no protest or anything. In 2016, 2017, one of the reasons I was in the streets of London was because they tortured the students, they tortured the lawyer. I still have these pictures with me here. Right now, as I'm speaking, the lawyer was on his knees with a sangalong beating this lawyer. People who run, or most politicians, most leaders in the Western world are who? Lawyers. Tony Blair, Biden, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and Obama, all of them, the current Prime Minister of England, even Fidel Castro, all over the world, they are lawyers. The country that they treat this profession like flies upon a pile of shit. The time has come when the people have to rise up legally and tell the government of Larry to figure that enough is enough.
Well, I hope the people really do have the courage to rise up and tell La République du Cameroon that enough is enough. Now, you talked about the lawyers also rising up. I was reading a newspaper story from Cameroon today, and the caption, let me see, I can locate that headline and tell you what it says. The headline says, victim victim becomes aggressor. That is in the case of Tamfu's case. In Tamfu's case, victim becomes aggressor. 5 charges brought against Barrister Tamfu. Are you hearing that? Victim becomes the aggressor. 5 charges brought against human rights lawyer, sparking tensions at set and the bar. So, instead of charging the gendarmes who carried out this assault, the victim is being charged. This usual, if anything, I think we have seen this requiem again and again and again, and this is the reason why Ambazonia is in this war. Give us your take on that, please.
I hope you can hear me now, Comrade Chris.
I can hear you clearly now.
All right, thank you so much. I had to log back in. Yes. And let's look at where we are right now in this war and in the conflict between British Southern Cameroons, former British Southern Cameroons, Ambazonia, and French Cameroon. You recall that way back in October 2016, there was this mass revolt of the lawyers, the trade unions, and teachers against the system, against French Cameroon. That is where it actually started, and the same thing that they were doing then and even before is exactly the same thing that they are doing now. So there has not really been much difference in their behavior regards to torturing, this matter of torture, whether it's lawyers or regular citizens. And of course, invariably the torture is much more exerted on the people of Ambazonia when they of course know that this person is from Ambazonia or from the former British Southern Cameroons. They exert more of this torture on them than in the French sector. And we know, of course, that La République du Cameroon is everybody already knows that. There is a lawless country. Even though they talk about law and order, it's orderless. There is no order. They don't behave. They don't follow their own constitution or their own laws. Neither do they follow international laws and norms. So it's not very surprising to see what is happening. Now you were talking about the headline. That is the game they play. They assault a citizen, they assault an individual, and then they turn around and they say, "Oh, by the way, it's the individual that is wrong." How many situations do we know? Do we know where La République has held the so-called people that are supposed to enforce the laws and orders? How many times have they been held accountable? How many times? How many do you know that have been held accountable, that have been brought to court and judged amongst citizens or a jury and found guilty? How many of those do you know? But when it concerns people from Ambazonia, what they do is they use their kangaroo court, their kangaroo military court, where citizens are not supposed to be tried there, by the way. And but because it is a dictatorial system, it's a system that is based on autocracy and tyranny. They can do anything they want. They are essentially they are above the law. That's what is happening there. It's a real banana republic, a lawless country. So hopefully the day will come when the people themselves will rise up and they will rise up over there and change their system.
Let me get back to Barrister Lisinge. What would be your recourse if you were advising Barrister Tamfu in this matter? What would you be asking him to do?
Well, to be honest, there are certain things to me that what looks like a death, walks like a death, quacks like a death is a death. When you're dealing with, I don't know how Cameroon, the La République became a monster like this. When you're dealing with a monster, because it's a monster to me, it's not a government. When you see people like Atanganji, they are supposed to represent the people. They come, they are oppressing the people. No judge. It's only the president of the country. I look, are they mentally okay? Do they need their head to be? When you're there, you're representing people. You have to be polite to them. Everything they do is molinex or what how we say or what. I've never seen a government in my life like that because they were appointed. They were never elected. If you elect these people, they will not be doing what they are doing. So sometimes I'm lost for words. If I say I should tell Barrister Tamfu because I saw something that he wrote, it's in French. I don't know if there's an English version in case what is put in there. So I ask these are common law lawyers. They are writing in French. I cannot even understand it. I try to glance through his defense. I said, look, they should write in English. The Constitution says English. They should put their case only in English. Why are they writing in French? And you send it to the military tribunal. We are encouraging them. I saw it. I could not even glance through it. His case in French is going to the military tribunal. Usually we have two systems. If there was a two system, it should go to the
well, those two systems have only existed in the books, in the papers, and yeah, and even Southern Cameroon newspapers, they are beginning to kind of subtly copy the system. I read in their newspapers instead of saying Barrister the right maître, so Barrister the right maître.
Let me tell you, maître, behold the chance, they are borrowed word from French. English interchange. We are not here for that, but I'll tell you, maître, you can check it. So I'm just telling you, my point is, Barrister Tamfu, they are in a position, all of them. I would like to see the lawyers in Cameroon work hand in glove. I will tell you something. It's 3 days ago, I belong to a group in Cameroon, WhatsApp group, Dynamic Law Lawyer. I posted something about this Archbishop Care. They removed me from the group. These are legal minds. They are judges, they're everything. Sometimes our problem is the Anglophones too. These are English judges. They removed me 2 days ago because I put what I said about Archbishop Care. So if they cannot, support their own. Barrister Tamfu, all of them, they are silent. We are so egocentric in that country as even as Anglophone because they cannot stand and support their own. I remember when this thing started in 2016, I slept in the embassy because of them. So now they are instead discouraging me. I go and sleep with people who don't bother about their own. Charity begins at home. I am asking the lawyers, the judges in the Cameroon to go and protest because we don't know who is next. When Wazizi was murdered, I said, who was next? Next was who? Martinez Nzogo. So sometimes, if you see fire burning your neighbor's house, don't be quiet. We have that thing in Cameroon. We are afraid they're gonna kill us. What will kill you one day. You have to kill this fear inside you because the weather is about 100 people who sick. They have hijacked the country. They are running it. It's not their own. Today, you know this man, Mr. Assad. Where is he today? Where is Assad today? Where is Mobutu today? Where is Bokassa today? These people, the time is coming. Mr. Bia, they can have respect for people and sit and do a peaceful thing and say, we are tired. PNU rebranded CPTM. We have been there for more than 60 years. We are clueless. We don't know how to run the country. That's what they should say. Because you cannot be oppressing your own people. At 2024, we are still doing the same thing. All I can say is that the lawyers, especially the Anglophone lawyers, they should come together and you see how ladies of Francophone lawyers who are fair-minded, they are. They will join you and you tell the government enough, enough. If you leave Mr. Tamfu to fight alone, he cannot fight alone. But when you come together as lawyers, I'm sure we can do something. But unfortunately, the lawyers, I would say it, I call it a state. The procureur, all of them, they are interested when they want to do something, it's 1 million, it's bribe. That's what they are interested. I know their names, I know all of them. They are so corrupt, they are so immoral, most of them. And sometimes, when they see people like Barrister Tamfu, they think they are mad. I'm telling you, the Anglophone lawyers, some of them, they are so corrupt, all they need is their bribe, money, and drink. That's what they do in the Cameroon. I saw in Pakistan some years ago, General Musharraf. The barristers in that country, they made me proud. They were the one who removed General Musharraf in Pakistan. I don't know what our lawyers are doing. After 2016, one letter, all of us to join together.
But you're talking about our lawyers. The system is stacked up against, is rigged against them. I mean, I read in the papers today, they said the lawyers have decided to take over the case and they will also carry out their investigation. And they what do they call it? The chief, the chief of, I think it's the bar president. The bar president, guess what he said? He said the charges are fair because the gendarmes too are charged. Tamfu is charged and the gendarme is charged that it is a fair investigation that the gendarme carry out. Now, do not forget, the gendarmes carry out the torture. They carried out the investigation. And guess what? The bar president says it was a fair investigation because not only Tamfu is charged, but the gendarmes too. So when you have this kind of mentality, how do you expect them to even go ahead to push anything when they believe that the guy who is a victim, the one who is tortured, is guilty as charged, essentially?
The issue about this is that I've seen evidence that they are torturing Barrister Tamfu. I've not seen any other evidence that they say Mr. Tamfu assaulted them or what. But however, Mr. Tamfu, Barrister Tamfu, is a lawyer. You're representing your client. All it's simple. When you come, is it in the gendarmerie or whatever they wear? When you come there, they present your client. You have that privileged conversation that gendarme, they should not be there. You sit with them, you advise them what to do. It's a civilized thing. I've represented people. I go to police station in UK. You go there, they invite you, they invite your client. You sit there, they put a tape recorder. If they have to record it, you interview. And if the police, they want to cross the line, I will say, look, under Police and Criminal Evidence Act, blah, 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 blah. I will tell them because they know I'm there. I'm a legal representative. They cannot cross the line. So I don't understand how it works in Cameroon that they will go up to that situation, that they are torturing a barrister. The rules are there, the laws are there. I have the Cameroon Penal Code here with me. I read these things to understand their own law. And what the gendarmes they are doing, I'm sure it's wrong. And I'm sure I'm yet to see the evidence against Barrister Tamfu. The video circulating, I've seen it before you put it on this platform today. There's evidence that Barrister Tamfu was tortured. Let the, how do you call it? Is it the gendarme? Because we know gendarmes are armed police officers that it was created in France in 1791. You know, we are using all those ancient things in France. That's some of our problems that we're having in Cameroon. So to me, I will not really comment on those things. I would like to see the evidence against Barrister Tamfu. I don't know whether they are just doing it to paint him black. I don't know. I'm not sure. I need to see the evidence. But as things stand, I have seen evidence Barrister Tamfu was tortured. And the government of the Cameroons have got a history of torturing lawyers. I saw somebody, a lawyer from the news, they were beating him. If you look at Yondo Black, when they wanted to create a political party, the constitution of La République du Cameroon said you can create a political party, but they were arrested. February 1990, they were arrested. When the law says you can create a political party, the point is, you put people in government who they don't even know their own laws. That's the problem. I don't think most government officials, they know their own laws. When they see some of these people, these ENAM graduates, they put on their colonial caps in 2024. I don't understand what they are doing. When you hear a governor say, let's terrorize the terrorists, a governor or somebody who should maintain law and order says, terrorism, commit crime to solve crime. When you hear a GEO saying, let's use witchcraft to fight amber, witchcraft is a criminal offense in Cameroon. So I look at these people, you should not be surprised why the country is like that, because
all right,
too much.
Let me read here the passage from the newspaper. Where do I have it now? Where is that? Okay. This is the passage coming from the newspaper reporting on the case, the investigation. This is coming from the Horizon newspaper back in La République. The case, according to media reports, has been transferred to the Douala Military Tribunal. Think about it. The case has been transferred to a military tribunal. What happened to civil cause, civil process, the civil system? That there will be a confrontation, not just a confrontation, because for Tamfu to have been in that truck, he was bundled and thrown in there, which means he was arrested. Now, he was not only arrested, he was tortured, brutally tortured, trampled upon by the gendarmes, 4 of them. Now, instead of Tamfu suing these people, but let me read the other part of this before I conclude this and hand it over to you. According to the conclusions of the investigation made public by the Secretary of State for Defense, Galax Etoga, both the gendarmes, listen to that, both the gendarmes and the lawyer are accused. Both the gendarmes and the lawyer are accused. Now, let me read a part here from the bar president to the point of Barrister Lisinga. Hear what the bar president says here. For his part, the bar president, Metro Eric Mba, is trying to calm things down while asserting that the case is not one-sided. In quote, the gendarmes are also implicated. Can you imagine that a barrister, the president of the Bar Association, we stand there and say, it's a fair case because the gendarmes are also implicated, whereas the gendarmes are the perpetrators in this matter. They are the torturers, they are the brutes in this matter, and the bar president will go in the public and say it's a fair case because the gendarme, because Tamfu is charged and the gendarmes are also charged. Doesn't make sense to anybody. Let me go to Chris.
What I will say, 1 minute before my senior man comes in, I want to make just 1 minute sentence. Do you know, in the UK, I always like to compare the UK because we know we have a common law. The president of the bar, what do we say? Okay, investigation are going on, and since there are investigation, we cannot get involved. You cannot play the judge and say it's fair or not fair. You have to just say they are investigating the matter at this moment in time. You cannot involve. If you say fair, it means you're giving judgment. You're being judgmental, which to me is a little bit strange.
Chris.
Yes, Comrade Chris. What I would like to add at this point is, first of all, to thank Barrister Lisenge for his great contribution to this show and past shows as well. We should recall that French Cameroon, so-called law and order people do it all the time. They mess up the evidence. In other words, they contaminate the evidence, so that what really happens is not what is on record, and of course they use intimidation on the people that they are investigating. So that intimidation in itself is a violation of the law, and whatever they end up putting on paper as evidence may end up becoming what is accepted. You also recall that La République some years back came up with those their illegal terrorism laws, where they can take any issue and turn it into a terrorism to be based on that law, on those terrorism laws. That is what is happening, and they use those tactics to bring a lot of people that they accuse wrongfully to their military tribunal. Why would a situation that is supposed to be civil end up in a military similar to like being court-martial, something similar, but on civilians? Why would they even do stuff like that? It's just unthinkable. Again, this all boils down to the situation of unlawfulness and the disorder within that country, and our people are suffering because of that.
Well, we all know that there is a precedence to this. If you look at this image that you find on your screen, that was in Bamenda. This preceded a similar protest in Boya, where lawyers in particular, were severely tortured by the same gendarmes, police, Cameroon military that we are talking about. And so the case of Tamfu is actually not a new case, but the issue is you have a country that doesn't care, that has no respect for those who defend the common man, those who defend the law. Barrister Lisenge, before we move to the next subject in this broadcast, what would you advise the Cameroon government to do as far as lawyers are concerned? You live in England, where common law is highly respected, lawyers are respected. Why should it be different in La République du Cameroun?
The problem is the government of the Cameroon knows what to do, and I will repeat it. Despite our different views, what we want, they know that we have two different institutions. We, talking on this program, we are not in government. They don't need to mix gendarme and police and being and what. In the British Cameroon, they can be police officer. End of story. Far Ponta made it clear. We never asked Amadou Ahijo to bring a gendarme in this part. It was annexation. Whether they pretend or they don't like it. They have their system because you see, the military tribunal was created in France, is it in 1794 93? It was created during the revolution to try political opponents. After how many years we are still using this archaic institution? France is no longer using this institution. Okay, let's agree that La République loves this their institution. Let's agree. Let them use it in La République and they allow us to use our own English institution. I'm not here on this program for us to have that argument, but let me tell you, the union in the Cameroon is illegal. A constitution cannot bind people. A referendum cannot bind people. Ask any lawyer in the Western country or even in Africa. You cannot use a plebiscite and say, oh, they voted to join. No, a plebiscite is called recommendation. You don't need to follow it. So at the end of the day, as things stand, you look at Scotland, they are going to certain place, Scottish National Party, they want independent. They said they are giving us decentralization. They play with words in that country. Decentralization means our police in the English part should be our police. Our judicial system should be different. That's transferring power. The special status or what so they say, the government, you know what Mr. Biya said in Bamenda, I was there it's more than 30 years ago. Mr. Biya said, I will personally supervise deep sea port in Victoria and Ring Road. So when people lie, because that's a lie in English. When you say something you don't do, you call it lie. I know in Cameroon we are scared to say those things. When you have the government, to me, I don't know. These people should just step back. They have outlived their time. I cannot advise them to do anything because when you look at them, they are like zombies. They have nothing to offer in the country at the moment. Ever since I was born, these people, they don't have ideology. They just sit there, they work for their master, France. They're selling the country to France. So they have nothing to offer. Whatever I say today is a waste of time. All these people they know about is to remain in power. They cannot tell us for the last 7 years, what have they done? They are talking about 2025 for election. What's an election? Arab countries, they have dictators that they are developing their country. So at the end of the day, the government have outlived its time. If they love the people of the Cameroons, we don't need to fight each other. They can just step back peacefully and we'll pardon them and leave new people to come and solve the problem of that country.
All right. I don't know if Chris has anything to add there before we move to the next subject.
The only thing I would like to add right now is that we have seen at least some improvement within the United Nations concerning these issues about torture. And my hope is that they will continue to continue along those same lines in a much more aggressive manner to bring every official within the government of French Cameroon, bring them to justice. That should be their, as far as that issue is concerned, it should be their priority. That's all I wanted to add for now.
All right, thank you. Please stay put in there. We are going to get to the subject of Mbella Moki'S lamentations when we come back from the break. And so please do not touch your remote. Stay put in there, and I'll be right back.
America, the flagship model, offers personalized coaching and assistance to newly arrived individuals into the country through a concierge service and one-stop resource on your phone. The app supports essential areas of integration, such as job search strategies, benefits applications, financial literacy, credit repair, legal guidance, and more. The platform aims to become the go-to resource as you navigate the complexities of settling into a new country. Thrive America.
ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you'll find the image right there on your screen, and I would like to take you to that footage of Mbella Moki'S lamenting of the situation of roads in that country, lamenting about the situation of roads in the country. I would like you to stay put and listen.
Thank you, Mr. President, for giving me this opportunity to take the rostrum once again. And in that way, permit me, Mr. President, offer a gracious salute to members of government who are present with us here tonight. My concern and focus is tied to a primary school story. For those of us English-speaking Cameroonians who are here, if you enter the class to make a story, you say, boys and girls, are you ready to hear my story? They will say, yes, what is your story about? Yeah. My story is about roads. And if the Southwest thing I want to talk in this country, the first outcry is roads. Mr. Minister of Public Works, I want you, with all due respect, to understand the cries that are coming from this house tonight. They are reflections, a perfect reflection of the cries of the average Cameroonian. The question most Cameroonians have for you is that our ministers who are charged with the duty of taking care of the road network in our country, do they circulate in this country by air or by road? How can it be that the economic capital is not properly connected to the national capital of our country? What image are we giving to the world? Mr. Minister, a few days ago you came around with some explanations after the Delegate General for National Security spoke out about the road network in the country. Yes, Mr. Minister, as I said, with all due respect, have you ever lost a relation because of bad roads, Mr. Minister? When the head of state visited Boya, and people put their complaints to him, he made a statement I will never forget. As a YCPD military, the head of state said the crown cannot be happy when the cottage is not happy. Mr. Minister, everyday Cameroonians are dying because of bad roads. How? For how long are we going to cry as a people? For how long are Cameroonians going to shout out? We have elections next year. What do you want us? Look, we are leaving this place. For those of us who live in the communities, we are not safe because people will say we have gone and voted what? People will ask those questions. We don't have answers, no matter what CRTV is trying to portray now. I come from the Southwest. We have 6 divisions. How many of those divisions are adequately linked to the regional headquarters? The regional headquarters itself is not linked to the economic capital, which is the way out. Now, we condemn English-speaking Cameroonians for being terrorists. Let me reveal this to all of you, the government bench. You are giving a lot of work to our gallant military boys. If you want to condemn the people of Lebialem and say they subscribe to Ambazonian tendencies, it is simple. The bottom line is underdevelopment. There are no roads. The minister mentioned Ekondo Titi Kumba here when he last came here. There is no road to Ekondo Titi, sir. Even a motorbike cannot go to Ekondo Titi. Let us be frank. We cannot be pretending here. We should call a spade a spade. People have resorted to going by sea to Indian Division. Mr. President, I understand you, but give me some time to cry to you. Translate the cry of Cameroonians to you. This is what I'm saying. It is appalling. It is bad. The situation is bad. Other speakers have mentioned areas I don't want to mention. But look at, you cannot travel from economic capital to the national capital. You cannot travel to Kribi, which is to sell Cameroon, the future of our nation. Mr. Minister, we saw you signing a document saying that there will be a road from Bikoko to West Coast Idi now. The people of the west, of the southwest, are used to what you are trying to do. A contract was signed to plant a bitumen plant in Limbe. Till date, it is not there. A cement factory, it is not there. The Limbe seaport, all, Tico airport, is this, tell us, is this another deception? Mr. President, no. Let us end this.
I don't know whether the audience can hear Comrade Chris, but I can't.
Oh, I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that you guys were not hearing me. I'm so sorry that I was not being heard. I hope you can hear me now. So I am going to bring you my second talking point on this subject, of Mbella Moki'S tirade and lamentation on the floor of the Senate in Yaoundé. In a rare display of candor, Mbella Moki, a prominent figure within the Cameroonian political system, delivered a fiery tirade against cabinet members, almost breaking into tears, as he passionately decreed the systemic neglect that plagues the country. His impassioned speech, which enumerated a litany of failed promises, including the long overdue bitumen plant, the Victoria Seaport, the Tico Airport, and other essential infrastructure, was a moment of truth that many did not see coming from someone of his political leaning. For once, a voice within the corridors of power in Yaoundé echoed the frustrations of millions. Moki's critique was poignant, timely, and in its own way, courageous. However, this moment of boldness does not absolve Mbella Moki or others like him from the broader indictment of complicity in the oppression of Ambazonia, where he hails from. His lamentations, though notable, are not enough to erase decades of his active participation in a system designed to exploit, suppress, and underdevelop the southern Cameroons. If anything, they highlight the profound contradictions of those who have thrived within this system, while occasionally shedding crocodile tears over its dysfunction. For Ambazonians, Mbella Moki's grievances are far from new. They are echoes of the same unfulfilled promises that have defined the relationship between the Southern Cameroons and La République du Cameroon for over 6 decades. 6 decades, ladies and gentlemen. These promises to build critical infrastructure, to develop the region, and to provide basic amenities have been nothing more than a cynical ploy to pacify a population while entrenching a system of exploitation. Mbella Moki's lamentations about the Victoria Seaport and the Tico Airport, for instance, mirror those of venerable Southern Cameroon leaders like Dr. E.M.L. Indele, Albert Mukong, John Gu Fancha, Molali Tumbe, you can name the rest. Their voices like his decreed the same neglect, the same broken promises, and the same betrayal. Yet, decades later, the situation remains unchanged, the same. The question that arises, therefore, is why individuals like Mbella Moki believe their impassioned critics will make any difference. Why do they think that lamenting within the same system that perpetuates this oppression will yield results? History has shown us that it will not. Joseph Weber, another bold voice who dared to speak truth to power within the Cameroonian parliament, serves as a cautionary tale. His impassioned speeches earned him exile and marginalization, not change. If Weber, who spoke with unmatched conviction, could not move the needle, what makes Mbella Moki think his tears will? The answer lies not in their words, but in their actions or lack thereof. The reality is that individuals like Mbella Moki are products and beneficiaries of the very system they criticize. Their loyalty to Yaoundé, despite its glaring failures, stems from a combination of greed and fear. They are content with the crumbs that fall from the table of power, unwilling to risk their positions or privileges for the greater good of their own people. This complicity is what keeps Ambazonia in bondage. By participating in the charade of governance under La République du Cameroon, They learn legitimacy to a system that has no intention of changing. If Mbella Moki and others truly care about the plight of their people, they would go beyond lamentations. They would stage a mass walkout, tender their resignations, and return to their roots to join the struggle for an independent Amazonia. Such an act of defiance would send a powerful message to both the regime in Yaoundé and the international community that the Southern Cameroon's Amazonia will no longer tolerate its subjugation. Instead, they cling to the illusion that change can come from within, despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. Consider the promises that Mbella Moki highlighted in his tirade. The bitumen roads, the Victoria Seaport, the Chico Airport, and add the Bamanda Ring Road to it. These are not new aspirations. They are relics of a colonial era strategy to placate the southern Cameroons while stripping it of its resources. The neglect of these projects is not accidental. It is a deliberate policy of underdevelopment designed to weaken the region and keep it dependent. Buea remains disconnected from its 6 divisions, they call it, and Bamenda too suffers the same fate. This is not incompetence. It is an annexationist policy in action. As a teenager, I remember hearing the same laments or lamentations from the great Southern Cameroon's nationalists. EMA Indele's cries over the Victoria Seaport were as heartfelt as they were futile. Albert Mokong's fiery denunciations, Albert Mola Injo Lutumbe's legal arguments, and so on and so forth. All their political activism underscored the same point. The Southern Cameroon was being systematically stripped of its dignity and future. Yet, despite their efforts, the system remained impervious to change. What makes Mbella Moki think his voice will succeed where theirs did not succeed? The only antidote to this circle of neglect and lamentation is independence. Independence. An independent Amazonia would have the power and agency to chart its own course, to build its own roads, build its own ports and airports, and to develop its own economy. It would no longer have to beg for crumbs from Yaoundé's table. But for this vision to become a reality, Ambazonians must reject the false promises of integration and stand firm in their demand for self-determination. Mbella Moki'S tirade and lamentation, while commendable, is ultimately hollow, empty, without action. It is not enough to criticize the system. One must also reject it. If Moki were truly committed to the well-being of his own people, he would abandon his position within La République du Cameroun political machinery and join the struggle for a free and independent Southern Cameroon. Until he does, his words will remain just that, empty words. For those of us who have witnessed decades of unfulfilled promises, the time for lamentation has long passed. 8 years ago, we must applaud when someone like Mbella Moki speaks out. But we must also hold them accountable for their role in perpetuating this status quo. Words alone will not bring change. Only action will. And the most powerful action that Mbella Moki and his peers can take is to walk away from a system that has brought nothing, zero, but suffering to the Southern Cameroons. In the end, The fight for Ambazonia's independence is not just about breaking free from La République du Cameroon. It is also about breaking free from the mindset that change can come from within. It will not. It cannot. The system is designed to sustain itself at the expense of the southern Cameroons. Those who believe otherwise are either deluded or complicit. Mbella Moki'S tears may have been genuine, but they are not enough. The only path to justice, dignity, and development for Ambazonia lies in independence. Anything less is a betrayer of our history and our future. And that is my talking point on this subject, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get back to my panelists tonight. The Honorable VC Ajua, I'd like to start with you here. You listened to Mbella Moki'S there in that lamentation, and he even mentions your county of origin, the BLM, and he is essentially saying Field Marshal was justified to pick up arms to fight La République du Cameroon because the BLM, as he said, has no roads, just like every other local government area in Ambazonia or county. They have no roads. My question to Mbella Moki'S, which I hope you can attempt and answer, is if this thing is not working, they all know the union is not working. They all know that it will never work. Why can't they just walk away and say, you know what, we have tried and it hasn't worked? Why can't he do like Joseph Weber and say enough is enough? Does he have the guts?
Yes, thank you very much, Comrade Chris. I'm going to start with the issue within the BLM. You all know very well, and our people know it, the BLM people know it very well, that whenever elections period was approaching, what they would do is they would bring road equipment, caterpillars, we're talking bulldozers, graders, and all kinds of equipment, and they would bring them to the BLM and tell the people that this equipment will be used to fix the road. They used to they used to promote constructing roads all the way from Chang to Bakaba or even Mamfe. Fix the road so that it would be motorable all year round. We are talking of like 3 lanes on each side. They used to say stuff like that. But guess what? As soon as the election was over, they would send trucks, those flatbed trucks, to come and haul the equipment away, take them wherever they used to take them back to French Cameroon, and the people will now be left with nothing. They will be asking themselves, what happened? We were promised Chang Bakaba or Chang Mamfe road, all year round road. Where is it? The roads are not there. It's not the only. Unfortunately, they ended up killing Field Marshal. Ambazonia will be a reality. Unfortunately, physically he will not be there, but he will be there spiritually. Now let's go to other promises that have been made. You know, promises. That's all our republic does. It never fulfills those promises. And we know that essentially what French Cameroon is doing is they are borrowing these policies and this mentality from their colonial masters, where all they do is grab, colonize, do annexation through proxy, take the resources and forget about the people. They don't care about what is happening with the people as long as they are grabbing the resources. And as long as you all are fighting and killing each other, they are grabbing the resources. Of course, that is what French Cameroon essentially is. It's a proxy to countries like France. So they don't care what is happening. They don't care what is happening to our people as long as they are getting what they want. Everybody else can go to hell. Everybody else can suffer and die. There is no development. We are talking basic stuff like road infrastructure, clean water, electricity all the time, high voltage electricity, clean water, a great educational system that we used to have under the British. Where is it? Not it's all gone. As long as our people are suffering and they are getting what they want, they don't care. It's time for people, certain Cameroonians and Bazonians, to know that there is no future for us. We don't have any future. We will never have any future with French Cameroon. The situation will instead get worse and worse and worse until we are free, totally free. Now, talking about our freedom, if you look back in the mid 50s, when Southern Cameroon was still under a UK administration as a UN trusteeship territory, our parliamentarians walked out of the Enugu House of Assembly. They walked out of there. No shot was fired. No gunshot was fired. They simply walked out, and they said we are going to run our own country. They went back to Boya and started the first democratic government in Africa. You go and check the records even before in the early 1960s, when many African countries had their independence. Southern Cameroon, the former British Southern Cameroon, was running a government, a democratic government, even switching leaders during their time until French Cameroon came in and messed everything up. So the important, one of the most important points that you mentioned, Comrade Chris, is that we are being held prisoners because of these so-called parliamentarians or senators from the former British Southern Cameroons who are in the French Cameroon government for the crumbs, rather than fighting for what their people can for writing, rather than fighting for the common good. They are fighting for their individual stomachs. That is unconscionable. So if they had done exactly what Honorable Joseph Weber did, and all of them walked out of that place, our people will be free. So you can look at it in another sense. Our people are being held hostage. Our people are prisoners because of these selfish parliamentarians, senators, or even members of the government. Those of them that are serving French Cameroon interests and the interests of France. And as soon as they walk away, that will pave the way to our freedom, and that's what we seek. Thank you.
Let me hear what Barrister Alex, his thoughts on this line of, Barrister Alex, we have heard these lamentations from the day of EML, Indele, and the franchise, and we have current politicians still trying to make us believe that we can have change within the system. Do you see that change within the system?
I will start by saying both of you have already said it all. And word for word, there's not much to add from what you have said with I'm sure it's it Comrade Chris, the other person. I'm happy what you have said, and I concur with most of what you said in connection to us. We must make it. I have a different view in a lot of things. I always say La Republique is the secession, it's not British Cameroon. And Fongodi Dinka made it clear in 1984. And to proceed, I would like to say, who is Mbella Moki talking? Mbella Moki is a CPDM senator. The minister he was addressing is a CPDM person in government. Mr. Bia is a CPDM president. So how can you be questioning yourself? That's what I can ask. Mbella Moki is asking a question that they should have had as PNU rebranded CPDM.
Thank you, Mr. President, for giving me this opportunity to take the role.
Okay. Yeah, what I'm saying is that he's questioning himself. And it took him how many years? One, senator, or parliamentarians. They are what? Part of the legislative body. They are part of the government. So he's standing and begging. I was expecting, after Mbella Moki'S speech, to say, I resign, and my members of parliament, they are going to follow me like what Dr. Ndeli and co. they did in 1954 and leave. As you said, you have said it all there. They sit there because of what they are benefiting from the government. They are part of the government. Let's not separate a senator from members of government. Mbella Moki'S was appointed by indirect, is it suffrage? So Mbella Moki'S have more mandate than those ministers who were appointed. So to stand and talk as if he's begging, it makes me cry when I see people like Julius Malema who they know they are right. It makes me cry when I saw a member of parliament attacking Netanyahu inside their parliament. You don't sit and beg. He's begging. And as you say, I will never forget, I will always repeat this. I was in Bamenda with my cousin. When Mr. Biya said more than 30 years, I will personally supervise the deep sea port in Victoria and Ring Road. Show me your friend, and I will tell you who you are. Who are the friends of Mbella Moki'S? The sea people. So he's part of that criminal syndicate. The last kick of the dying horse. Mbella Moki'S have been mayor in Boya for 2 terms. I don't know if it's 10 years.
Right.
He has been, yeah, how long there? So you sat there all that time. What can you say? Mr. Biya never promised us a Caribbean seaport. Mr. Biya never promised a lot of things, but he did it. But they sat there and they look at it and they are receiving salary for doing nothing. If Mr. Mbella Moki'S, I'm sure you get this message. If you resign, I will believe you. You guys have had enough all over the world. There is no government that will stay in power for more than 60 years and they have done nothing. This government, their legacy is what? Destruction, destruction, destruction. Finished Tico Airport. I took a flight from Tico Airport when I was a baby to Balinyonga Airport. I took a flight. They destroyed it. Destroy Wadawu. Destroy Marketing Board. Destroy Cameroon Bank. That is their legacy. Their manifesto is corruption, corruption, corruption. This is this one.
Well, Metro, hold a point there. You make a point earlier, which is very poignant, and I think it is a point that everybody, every Amazonian, Southern Cameroonian, and even Cameroonians that he is addressing, they should know. Now, it is a Senate that is supposed to approve projects, isn't it? Not the minister. Not the minister that he is. Mbella Moki'S just being so disingenuous. It is the Senate, the Parliament, that approves what projects that should be carried out. Maybe we should be asking him, show all the bills you have tabled in Parliament, in the Senate, handed over to the minister for a deep seaport in Victoria, for Tico Airport, for maybe Bamenda Ring Road, maybe, show us the bill. They should not put ministers out there and pretend as if ministers are the ones that are supposed to give them the budget or develop the budget to run, to construct a road. It is the responsibility of Parliament and the Senate. Go on.
Yeah, I've glanced through their article. What the senator, I glanced through in their article from Article 20 to 24. And I know they have a right to reject or amend a bill. As I said, Mbella Moki'S is just telling us that the last kick of the dying horse, the government is humble because we cannot sit on this platform. Look at those people you are showing me; they are yawning and sleeping while Mbella Moki'S was
right.
Yes.
I was going to come to that. So we look at the body language in there.
They just look at it. They say this Anglo fool. That's how they are yawning. They look at it that is an idiot because sometimes, instead of us blaming only La Republique, we need bold people to stand and say, I resign and leave. He has been there. If by now he hasn't sucked a lot of money from there, if by now he hasn't made a lot of money from that government, he will never be rich in his life. So I will presume if he resigns and go and live in Goya, he's going to have a fair life. Most people, they have never had the life that Mbella Moki have had. So we cannot pretend election is coming. The election is to do what we need. Sometimes I sit there and I say, oh, I wish we have some of these Arab dictators to rule us, because those elections are just whitewashed, wishy-washy. As some of you have already mentioned, we have people. Abemuko, I was part of his human rights defense group. We have people who stood, they believe in something. But today we have these people. When Mbella Moki come and criticize the government is CPDM. Mbella Moki is CPDM. So
Right.
why are you doing the job of an opposition? That's the job of an opposition. You are not an opposition. Wiba was SDF. Wiba had the right to challenge the government. But you, Mbella Moki, that is your government. You make the policy together. And it's a what? Instead of governing the people to protect their interests, to maintain law and order, all you guys do is a criminal syndicate. Mr. Bia has put some of them in prison. Aba, Undongdong, Ataganakuna, all of them, you people are criminals. I'm not the one. It's Mr. Bia saying, I am appointing criminals. And Mr. Bia, in the Western world, if you appoint criminals in the government, what happens? They say you don't have a judgment to be a leader because all the people you appoint, they are criminals. So this criminal syndicate should step aside and let the right people come and govern that country and let them, British Cameroon, have their place. Because at the end of the day, they are thinking about election, 5 more years to be. What do they pay them for? The senator, I can see their job they have, is it ordinary session, maybe for 3 ordinary session, extraordinary session, no more than 15 days. What do they do? We, in the Cameroon or in Britain or America, people need parliamentarians or MPs or senators or congressmen to talk every day about their problems. And you people have maybe less than 1 month for 1 year and you go and be doing your business. So what's that all about? They rule a country with a decree. They don't. How many times have Mbella Moki seen his president? Can Mbella Moki go and say, I want to see Mr.
I don't think Mbella Moki for a full year living in Yaoundé has met the president.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Maybe that is part of his frustration. But let's get to VC Ajwa. Give us your take on this. As I said earlier, you were off. The man who is lamenting, Mbella Moki, who is lamenting, is the one who is supposed to make budgets, table projects to the government to execute. But he is the one lamenting as if the ministers are there to execute projects handed to them. They are not supposed to make a project unless Mbella Moki is saying, we gave you money for these projects, what happened to it? But we didn't hear that. So give us your thought on this.
Yes, thank you, Comrade Chris. I also want to thank Barrister Lisinge when he made that a connection or a comparison with the way things function in Britain under the British parliamentary system and the legal system, which is of course common law based. And I personally always try to use the case of the United States, where I reside, as a point of reference whenever there are major issues concerning international law and the way parliaments or the governments work, because America has had their independence from Britain. It's been more than 240 years, and even though they are still fixing stuff, doing certain things and getting things better, we take an example from them. The United States Congress, for example, they are the people that work on budgets, different kinds of budget. You may have other departments within the executive branch, such as Office of Management and Budget. But whatever goes there starts from United States Congress. They vote the budget. They decide how much goes to each department and stuff like that. And I suppose that is what French Cameroon they should be doing. If they are not doing it, then they are not functioning the way they are supposed to function. And by the way, maybe we shouldn't even expect a correct functioning of their parliament and their senate according to the way it's supposed to function. Remember, this is an authoritarian system where the so-called head of state, everybody gives thanks to him, like they say thanks to the head of state, high instructions and stuff like that, ruling by decree. He is the one that he is the all and all. He even if the Senate comes up with something and he says no, who is going to challenge him? How many of them are going to challenge him? They are all under his majority party, the crooked CPDM. That some people say chop people the money, chop people the money. So essentially, that is they cannot do anything without Paul Biya authorizing it. And unfortunately, that is the situation. Even the same people that are within his party, they don't have really. If you look at it seriously, they don't have much power. I'm talking the majority CPDM senators and parliamentarians. They don't have any power. If they really had the power to bring change, why are they not bringing change that the people that people like Senator Mbella Moki'S, they are decrying? Why don't they bring the kind of change that he wants? So the whole system is a mess, really. It's really
Well,
a mess.
I guess that is where his frustrations are coming from. The fact that they have no power to effect any legislation or carry out any or table any bills. Maybe that is where his frustration is coming from. But the point is this. This is not, you will recall that this is not the first time Mbella Moki'S is demonstrating this tirade. I think he did so before. And when he did that, he was essentially pairing the northern zone to the southern zone and attempting the divide and conquer ploy that they always use. I'm sure you remember that. And this is the same guy who want us to believe, oh, the government is a failure, all these promises are a sham. And yet, you go back to his own history. He is the divider in chief. Mbella Moki'S is the divider in chief when it comes to Amazonian territory. Chris.
Yes, that is true. It boils down to the same principles that they have been using: divide and conquer. So you see, I don't like using terminology like Southwest region, Northwest region, but I would prefer to use the Northern Zone and the Southern Zone, because that is the Amazonian or Southern Cameroonian terminology that we prefer to use. The so-called Southwest region and Northwest region, those are call it the antics of the CPDM or the French Cameroon government to continue their illegal rule over us. We consider our country to have been annexed and then or colonized, whichever term you want to use. Even after our independence was voted on April 21st, 1961, and of course Al-Hijo will not let a new fledgling country come into existence by sending their troops to come and annex Ambazonia, British Southern Cameroons, right on the eve of our independence. That's what they did. So they continue to do this. They continue. They not only did they annex, of course, they continue the divide and conquer, where they want to make it sound like, oh, the people from the northern zone cannot live together with the people in the southern zone. Which is not true. Before the French Cameroon came in with all this their confusion that that they have been running since 1961. Before they came with that, our people were functioning very, very well. We had a government under EML NDLA. We had people like Foncha, Jua, and Muna from our side, and things were running smoothly. But as soon as French Cameroon came in, they used their divide and conquer tactics. That's what they have been doing, making us fight each other, get on each other's throats, and for which is not supposed to happen. So our people actually need that unity. In order to free ourselves, we need that unity, and to dispel this notion of saying that somebody from the northern zone cannot live peacefully with somebody in the southern zone. What benefit have we all this since 1961? One benefit have we really received being with French Cameroon? There's none. So they should come to their senses and understand that the people that are hanging around with in French Cameroon assemblies, whether they are parliamentarians or senators, those people are the people that are the real people that are holding us back. And it's time for them to change their mentality. Thank you.
All right, please, my panel, stay put in there. I will take a brief break out, and when I come back, I will open the phone lines for those of you who are watching and who may want to contribute to call in and make your contributions. Please do not go away.
Thrive America, the flagship model, offers personalized coaching and assistance to newly arrived individuals into the country through a concierge service and one-stop resource on your phone. The app supports essential areas of integration, such as job search strategies, benefits applications, financial literacy, credit repair, legal guidance, and more. The platform aims to become the go-to resource as you navigate the complexities of settling into a new country. Thrive
ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising.
All right, thanks for staying put in there, ladies and gentlemen. I want to come to you with a very special appeal at this moment. On Saturday, ABS will be conducting a very special fundraiser. And we are conducting a special fundraiser because we really do need it. ABS has been the main voice, as you all will agree with me, of this struggle for independence actualization for Ambazonia. We open our microphones to every voice that matters in Ambazonia. Whether you agree with us or not, we are welcoming to every opinion that can shape a future Ambazonia. But ABS, if something is not done, ABS may go out of air. Right now, as I speak to you, Ground Zero is not watching. ABS is not on satellite as I speak. And people on the ground cannot watch it. They don't have the data to watch it on YouTube or Facebook as most of you do right now. They are not watching it. We receive messages. The satellite has shut down ABS for non-payments. I want to make an appeal to you. Please, if you cannot join the fundraiser on Saturday, I really desperately am appealing to you to please use the phone number that you normally see on your screen. Call in, send a text and ask, Comrade Chris, how can I support ABS? and we will send you payment links to be able to support ABS so that we can get it back on satellite, and Ground Zero and all of Africa are able to watch these educative broadcasts. Please, we need you to get ABS running very regularly on Ground Zero. And it is the main voice. ABS is the advocate for Ambazonia. And that is why when we come here on ABS, you don't hear us calling names. We are not talking people. We are talking issues. We are talking things that take Ambazonia to the next level. So please, I really want to appeal to you today. If you cannot join the fundraiser on Saturday, please use the number that you will see on your screen eventually to send in a text message to say, hey, how can I support? How can I contribute to get ABS back on satellite on Ground Zero? We need at least $20,000. $20,000 between now and Monday to get ABS back on satellite. That is my appeal to you. I know there are many of you out there who can say, Comrade Chris, I can put $1,000. Comrade Chris, I can do $500. I can do $250. I am pleading with you. This is a desperate need. If you like what we do, if you like what ABS has done for this struggle, please, let's get it to stand. All right. Now, I will open the phone lines for those of you who want to contribute to the discussion here. And the phone line that is being put on the screen is the same phone line that you can use to send a text message to inquire how you can contribute to supporting ABS. And the phone number is right there on your screen. And while I am waiting for your phone calls, I'd like to go back to my panelists to ask their opinion about their impression of ABS. And I will start from a Barrister Lisenge, who is not even an independentist. I hope he is still there. I hope he's not frozen. Okay, he is still there. Frozen. All right. If you can centralize, please, in your camera, that'd be awesome. So okay, I will go back to Barrister Lisenge, who is not even, he does not recognize himself as Ambazonian. He recognizes himself as a Southern Cameroonian, British Southern Cameroonian, he calls it. But we have him here, and we have others here on ABS for as long as things that we discuss can help the broad spectrum of the Southern Cameroons. It is the right thing to do. And Barrister Lisenge, I would like your thoughts on what you think about ABS.
Before I go on ABS, I'll tell you this. Most people talk about Ambazonian today. I started fighting for Anglophones when I was a teenager. So I'm not changing my way. I wrote a book about the last alternative, what hope for the Cameroon, when I was a teenager. That's my policy. So I don't keep on redefining myself. While I welcome the people who are following what Ngozi Tika talked about in 1985, respect for Ngozi Tika, it is London. I have no problem about that. But a lot of people have been CNU, CPDM, SDF, this. I've never joined a political party. I've always been for Southern Cameroon. So my aim is for equal status. They should recognize the fact that two countries came together. That's my policy. But we are not in government at the moment. I am acting like Scottish National Party. They want independence, but if they give them whatever is there at the moment, whether it's like decentralized, they take it. If they give them, they take it. Then at some point in time, when you have the mandate, you have the MPs, you can call for a referendum. So I am a political party. I know what I'm doing, and I've been doing it all through my life. And what I appreciate about your TV channel is that any channel that brings people of different opinion to come and talk, I remove my cap and I respect you. Because if we think, don't bring this man there, don't bring this man there, that's what causes division. If everybody, no matter your political leaning or opinion, we come and sit and talk like this, we'll understand each other better. So to me, I like to talk with people who have different opinion. Like now, you say I'm not an independent. My problem is I'm a political party. I talk about health, economic, education, judiciary, other things. Because if they give us Chris today, they say this is independent, take it. What will happen to us? We'll start fighting each other. So we have to start getting into a system like Scottish National Party, Quebecsois, Catalonia. So we are already there. If they say take independence, we'll be ready to run the country. That's how I look at it.
All
And
right.
I appreciate your TV very much. And I like people who come and talk to each other. I appreciate my senior man who is on this program. I've never met him, I've never seen him before. But I like to talk with people like that. It's very important. That is the English system. That is, at the end of the day, if we have the British Cameroon, the country tomorrow, the CPDM militants, they will still be part of that country. So we cannot tell somebody that you're not there. Let them come with their opinion. Politics is about competition. If Scottish National Party in Scotland, what do they have? There are people who want one and indivisible United Kingdom, the Labour, the Conservative, the Liberal. There are people who want independence. So we should embrace. What I like about your ABS African TV is that you embrace people of different political opinion. And to me, I can never sit and say that I'm independent, I'm one and indivisible. My point is, I want to take those seats that the Mbella Moki'S have. When we take it now, you can say we are not going to their way. That is the first step. If you want independence, you have to start by building the foundation. Independence is the roof of the house. So we start from.
All right. All right. Definitely, independence is for us is the ultimate end. And if you will give us independence with your political party, we will accept it. We don't care how it comes. We care whether we get it. Honorable VC Ajua, you have been a regular guest here on ABS, and you have supported ABS a lot, and I mean financially, from your own personal pocket. ABS is very much in need now, and I am appealing for Ambazonians to step out, support ABS. Right now, as we speak, it is not being watched on Ground Zero. The satellite is down. What word can you add to this to encourage our people to support, donate to ABS?
Yes, thank you very much again, Comrade Chris. My encouragement to all Ambazonians, in fact, to all friends of Ambazonia, the Southern Cameroons, who believe in justice, who believe in independence and self-determination. ABS television is our voice. It's our voice to our own people. It's our voice to the world, and needs that support in order to continue doing the great work that they are doing. If I may back up a little bit and talk about a little bit about how we got here. Many of us, from when we were still very little, we were involved in essentially the British way of doing things, United Kingdom way of doing things. We used their currency. We were under them for as a trusteeship territory. We grew up knowing about people like A.D. Mengot in the education department of the Southern Cameroons. We went through people. I mean, we knew people like EML Ndele, Foncha, St. Muna, A.N. Jua, and even some people that are alive today went through. I mean, and even now they are still going through the Calais that we went through, that our people suffered under. Some people may remember the days of the Maquisard and things like that, UPC issues. Now we have come to the stage where, and let me just mention also at this point that even though we keep talking about fighting for our independence, I'm going to mention here that not every Ambazonian agrees on certain things. There are those that will tell you, "Oh, our case is nothing but about annexation." There are those that will say, no, it has to do with neo-colonialism. And then there are those that are going to say, we had independence. Why are we talking about independence? Then there are those that say, we had an independence, but it was taken away. We have to fight to still get back our independence. But if we fast forward to, again to October 2016, at that time, there were many Southern Cameroonians who did not care very. I mean, who were not thinking very much about independence. They thought that if they could just maintain the federal system, that would be great. But you saw what happened after Paul Biya, the dictator and the genocidal tyrant from French Cameroon, declared war on the Southern Cameroons in November 2017. Things changed. Our people now said total independence, total freedom, and that is what has brought us to where we are today, fighting for that freedom. And of course, we have gone through all kinds of groups, different groups, from the various conflicts in Nigeria. We're talking about SCACUF. We are talking about the interim government with different leaders like Sisiko Ayuk Tabe, of course, Dr. Sako. I'm talking about Samuel Ikome Sako, and then after that, of course, for a short while, the Marianta, and then, of course, after the election that was performed, Comrade Chris. But where I'm driving to is the fact that because of all this division and the different groups out there, I don't know whether it's the work of La République du Cameroun, because they are very good at divide and conquer. You can see that even when we have a draft, the numbers that are attending, honestly, are not what we used to have. But we are making the effort for unity. As you know, we have a unity commission. We are hoping to bring our people together under the different, I'll call them umbrella groups. And if we can succeed in that area, then we'll get our people to come together to speak with one voice, and bring their resources together, both financial and moral support or other kind of support, so that we can fight La République in whatever manner we want to use to bring about our independence and our freedom, to gain back our sovereignty, and to have our country develop the way it's supposed to be developed. That is where, of course, the issue about raising funds for a medium like ABS television comes in, and that is where we need all our people to participate massively and come up with the money that we need to keep ABS television afloat. And I personally will encourage everybody to share the link when that link comes out for the fundraising for ABS television. Share it in all Amazonian groups. Share it with friends, relatives, so that we can participate successfully to raise funds for ABS television. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Honorable Chris, and thank you, Comrade Metro Lisenge, for joining me on the show today. You have a great night, great evening, sirs.
Thank you very much. And what I should add with what your namesake is saying is that unity, if you look at everything on earth, once I tell people that whatever ideology they have or they belong to, whether it's a group or party, they meet what we have in common, we talk about it, then later on they go out, then their target is La République, is easier. But when you try to bring people that they must be under this person, there is a trouble. If you look all over the world, whether it's South Africa or what, you have ANC, Chris Hani, you have Sabokwe, Pan Africa, you have ANC. People are willing to come. What they have in common, we discuss. Then go to where you are and focus on what we are fighting
Well, you
for.
know, our goal here is not individuals. Our goal here is an idea. We are focused on an idea, and that
That's what
idea
I
is
said.
the freedom of the Southern Cameroons,
That's what I just
Amazonia.
said.
Thank you, guys. Let me get to the phone calls. You have a great night.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, good evening, Comrade Chris.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you are calling from, please? Oh, this is Maître Licamp.
This is Maitre Nicom from the Netherlands, Comrade Chris.
All right.
You know,
Thanks for the call.
I almost like by starting to, congratulating you and appreciating you for all the efforts you keep you put in sensitizing our people. I just watched my fellow brother there, Mr. Barrister Lisinge, wants to go up. Yeah, there is something I want to ask Barrister Lisinge. Not quite asking him, but I think Barrister Lisinge is very intelligent. He's a very, very intelligent individual. He knows the law. He knows it very well that the Southern Cameroons don't have any union treaty with the Cameroon. I mean, he should stop deceiving his fellow people because he knows the truth. I hear some people talk about let an Anglophone or an English be the president, it will solve. There's no magic one. Look, months ago, Albert Zongan came out clean and clear and told the world that in the 1992, Frundi won elections. He was denied the presidency because he's a slave. He's a Southern Cameroonian. He's an Ambazonia. That's the reason. So when an incident happened like it happened to our fellow brother Barrister Tamfu, we cried. We feel bad for them. They still continue to meddle in the affairs of the Republic of Cameroon. I have asked a question repeatedly to certain lawyers, from even Barrister Omar Ashu, on which basis does he have to create a political party under the institution of the Republic of Cameroon? Represent the whole of Southern Cameroon in the Republic of Cameroon institution. On which basis that when there is no treaty of union between these two territories? So this is always, they are contributing in deceiving our people, and they should stop. This is very, very bad for our people with the combat peace. I think it is high time we know our sickness. We have diagnosed our sickness and we know the medication. Why are we jumping around and not applying the real medication? We keep blaming ourselves.
Well,
So
the reason being
we
that
used to be in the SCYL, Mr. Barrister Lisinge. From the Southern Cameroon, you were there. You were there, very charismatic. Now you still maintain this idea of like the British Cameroon political. This is like just helping in confusing your own people, my brother. The Republic of Cameroon, they need people like you for the status quo, for the gallery, and all the trickery they are playing on our people. Please just stop it. Please, Mr. Lisinge, stop it.
All right. Thank you, comrade. The phones are ringing. Let's get to orders. I think you've made a point. Thanks for the call. All right. Let's get back to the phones here. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling from Washington, D.C.
Okay. And what is on your mind?
Yeah, Secretary Chris, thank you very much for your good work. I would also like to thank you and your team. Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Go on.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is I want to go on the point of Mbella Moki'S.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to say these are crooks. Mbella is a crook.
what he is doing is just like trying to convince Southern Cameroonians. I don't know if they think we are still in that 1960 where we don't know anything. The question is, how did Mbella Moki become a mayor of Boya? You know, they're in the system, the crooked system that they have always lived in. And he is a master planner of division. So he is just coming out to pretend as if he's like pitying what is happening to the Southern Cameroonians. But I will tell you clearly, Secretary Chris, let me tell you, this is how the CPDM people operate. They are direct opposite of everything you see portrays on them. If you see talking with a CPDM man, you see him smiling, know that deeply in his heart he is angry. And when you see him being like frank or being annoyed, you know that deeply in his heart he is happy on what is happening. So when you saw Mbella talking on the Senate, and when you see him like he was like crying, no, he was not crying.
No, he wasn't crying. He wasn't crying at all. He was just making believe.
No, that's what I'm saying. That if you look at his face, you think that he is not happy. But I said deeply in his heart, he is happy. That's how the CPDM regime they operate. Look like Ayapo Abine. When he was there and see that things are not going, he said, no, I'm going to quit out of this place. What happened to him? Because those are the real people who were against the system.
Right.
Mbella are the people that are what they call espion of the regime. They are pretending like that to capture Southern Cameroonians who are weak-minded.
Right.
That time has passed. They cannot do that again to us. So when you see Mbella, Fima shall pick up hands because there are no roads, because there are no this. Since when he started crying for Southern Cameroonians? For how long has he been enjoying under the system?
Yeah.
That is coming today to tell us how we are. There are no roads in Southwest. There are no airport, no seaport. My brother, we are far past that stage. We are no longer in that area. The Southern Cameroonians are bigger than what they are thinking. So my prayer is Cameroonians or Southern Cameroonians should not fall in that trap, because he is the right hand for the CPDM people in the Southwest. He has done all sorts of things in making himself who he is today in La République du Cameroon. And he'll tell you, I'm from Boya, I come from the Southwest region. Why he's using the colonial master to kill our people, destroy our facilities. So I just want to thank you very much for doing this good work, telling the people of Southern Cameroonians to understand that that is a traitor. There's no difference between Mbella Moki and Nambere.
All right.
So,
Such a comparison.
Secretary Chris, I will not talk much, but thank you very much. Or NEA, the people should understand that that is another big traitor.
Absolutely. I hope you will please do your best to support ABS.
Yeah, I know.
Because we really need it right now. Ground Zero is not watching what you are watching because we're off satellite, and we need to take care of that. Please. Thank you for the call. All right, the phone line is still open. Go ahead and call if you have something, if you have a contribution to make. Go ahead and call. The phone line is open. And while I wait for your call, I cannot emphasize this enough that, comrades, please, we need your help. ABS needs your help to get the satellite back up and running in all of Africa, but particularly in Ambazonia, the southern Cameroons. Each time ABS is down, we receive calls upon calls, messages upon messages. The reason being, this is the only channel. In fact, I should play an audio message here from sent to me from Ground Zero. Let me get to this caller first before I get a hello.
Hello. Yeah, good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from, please?
Calling from La Republique de Cameroon.
Okay. What is on your mind, sir?
Yeah, the first thing is that this man called Mbella Moki'S, these are stunted hypocrites. You cannot, if we want to see that this man is serious, let him keep on saying this thing now till we enter in 2025. They are not serious. They are wicked to the people that they are saying they are ministering. And I've never seen a country where they gather door people and put together that are not functioning. A man doesn't know his post, but he will go there and start confusing the whole place. How can a senator come to the Senate and he asking stupid questions?
Yeah.
He has not able anything. They will never say anything. When they come like that, they pretend because they know that mandate is coming to finish and they are going in for another new year to vote them. And they come and pretend before people. The time has passed for this nonsense in Cameroon to stop. When they think that they can cover people and people will not say anything, they pretend. A mayor will be in the seat for 5 years. He has not done anything for the people. Go and look at living about his pretending of Libiale. Go to Kupe Manenguba. Go there and see how people are dying. The same people that you are thinking, they are thinking that they are saving. Look at how people are dying. There is no roof for how many years? When will those children in those areas say that they have seen root? When would they say that? Not only root. What about education? What about other things? So they come like that and pretend to people. How can you be saying something you have not seen it done? Then you keep on saying it. You keep on enjoying money in Yaoundé.
But the fact is that he is in the position to see it done. It is not the minister who ties the road. It is the representative, the people's representative, who put the bills and sign the bills and say to the ministers, supervise the construction or the completion of this and that project.
That is it. And I just want to chip in something about what you are saying about our network. This is what is feeding us. This is what is helping us. We said this and we are keep on saying it. You people should not limit this thing only for those who are outside. Create a possibility that we have the money. We can support this thing. Let's start new things.
Okay.
Let's start it all back. We will form a new system. All of us will support it. We love it. We love ABS. We are looking it. We will cherish it. So it cannot stop. I encourage my brothers and my sisters wherever they are. Please, good things. You may not say it good now, but this ABS is very good. Let's join our hand and see how we can receive more of the information. And we encourage our brother to keep on bringing this kind of hypocrites and expose them everywhere so that we should see how can you deceive a people for long. We have passed that level. We want to see things done, not hearing.
All right.
So thank you. Thank your panel.
Thank you. Thank you for the call. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Can you turn down the volume of your set and focus on your phone, please?
Yes, I've done that. Anyway.
Okay. Where are you calling from, please?
Yeah, I'm calling from London. This
is Mola Wonja. Okay, good to hear your voice. It's been a while.
Yes, yeah, it's really a while, you know.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to just be dormant and then you gather yourself and then you come back.
I hope you are back, 100% back.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, I follow your program. It was very interesting. I applaud those you brought in. Comrade Chris Atwa and Mulan Tivelisinghe, Barrister.
Yeah.
At least they said something very, very good and nice that have been educated to our people. However, sometimes you have to leave them when the questions are coming so they can be answering what they said because it comes out from their mouth. Because when you take them out, you cannot answer questions for them.
Right.
Understand?
I get you. Yes.
Okay. However, going into Mbella Moki issue, if you saw a video I made today,
I think I saw part of it.
Good. I try to educate people like Mbella Moki and others. He's not the only senator in who is Anglophone in that they are dirty parliament or called kangaroo parliament. He's not the only one. He have just said what he can say. Okay? Other parliamentarians or senators had to back him up seriously.
No. Where you may be right somehow there, but then look at it this way: when Weber stood up and said the same thing, where was Mbella Moki? When Aya paused, hold on a second. When Aya Paul stood up and spoke truth to power, where was Mbella Moki? So the idea that others should have.
It's the same thing we are talking, me and you. It's the same thing I'm talking. Yeah, you cannot stand alone. If you look, Mbella Moki was shivering because you don't know the aftermath.
No, he was pretending. He wasn't really. He was being dishonest. He was disingenuous. He was not shivering. He was pretending before those people.
Okay. Let's say he has said something which has provoked the discussion we are talking today. However, he don't need to tell them or beg La Republique to come and do projects in our own area.
Correct.
That's what I'm telling them. La Republique don't even have right to tell us what we want them to do for us.
Right.
We are not slaves.
And it is people like him who are facilitating the illegality.
Good. It's our right to tell them to get out of our region. We have our own plans. This thing of begging La Republique, can you people come and do the airport? Who are they to decide? Are they the one who built that Tico airport? Are they the one who built Tico Wharf? Are they the one who built the Limbe Butter Seaport? They have never done it. They instead came and destroyed it.
Right.
So, I will say on this your television, I am giving La Republique 60 days to pack their army out of that land. Because what we are planning, I'm not hiding myself. I told them they should be very careful what they are doing to our people. We have been quiet. And we have seen what is happening. We just behave the way we can behave in the international scene. It can go rough at any time, but we are giving them 60 days to leave that area. We don't need them. We don't need Mbella Moki to go there and cry or senator. If they know it's not working, let them pack out like what Ndeli did in Enugu 1953. Let them pack out.
Correct.
Let them gather themselves, leave that place. That's eating enough money. Okay? We should not be suffering like this. Sometimes I think I have to start making video on international medias. Let them leave that place. It's not their country. We should not be begging these people. Okay? We should use the hard way now.
All right. I am very sure he will hear you. He will listen to you because I know they watch this show.
Because however, you people cannot be. You have your country. Some people came down and start bullying you people, bringing war. They are trying to inflict it on us. That we are the one who started the war. Why? What are they doing there? Do they have right to come and fight us in our country? Did we go to Yaoundé to fight them?
All right. Your point is taken.
I'm happy what happened. This has given the green light for us to start talking. I hope these senators, they will listen. And this parliamentarian, so-called parliamentarian, going to Yaoundé will not help us. Because they are not helping us for the past 61 years. Not today this war started.
Right.
It has been a cool war since 1961.
Right.
Let those who don't know, not today. They are claiming that the war started 8 years ago. No. It has been a cool war since 1961. Since that day, it has been a war.
All right.
Please, to be honest, I am very sorry the way I'm talking, but I'm so angry the way we people are doing. And you people, Amazonians, you people should stand behind those who are speaking for you. We are speaking for the betterment for you people. Not that we are bad people. Those who are bad, you will see their faces are shown.
We know the good people in this struggle.
Yeah.
That tomorrow people calling this name, we should go out of that and fight the enemy who is La Republic, not us.
Right, absolutely. Good.
I'm giving them.
All
I'm
right,
talking
good.
like somebody who has been a senior person inside the Ambazonian struggle. So people should listen. They should not be fighting our people. We should not fight ourselves. We should fight La Republic. Whether it's who, anybody who fight Chris Anu, or fight Zako now, or fight Kometa, or fight this, it's a it's the person killing this struggle. So we should stop that. We should fight the enemy who is La Republic. Thank you very much.
All right, good to hear your voice, sir. Give me a call sometime.
I'll give you a call.
All right.
Bring me in your show. Let me educate these people.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I am making a very special appeal to all of you out there. Ground Zero needs ABS back on satellite by Monday. And my appeal is to all of you in the diaspora, all of you watching now on YouTube and Facebook. My appeal is, please, if you cannot join us on Saturday for ABS fundraiser, use the number on your screen. Send me a message and say, Comrade Chris, I like to support ABS. I like to donate to ABS. I was trying to play a message that somebody sent to me from Ground Zero, very disillusioned of the fact that ABS has not been running. Let me see, I think this is the one.
Yesterday you sent a message to me. No, let me come.
No, this is not the one. Okay. I think this is the message. How this gets you to know how much.
Good evening, sir.
This gets you to know how much Ground Zero misses ABS. Listen.
Good evening.
Oh.
I wish you a good luck and on tiredness for the job that you are doing to free Amazonia. It's now permanent. No matter that it's permanent, that people do not want to listen to it because you only go there and receive insults and lie telling.
That is
draft.
That he is here talking about other channels that are on the ground that people don't want to listen to it, people don't want to watch it because people tune to it. It is all insult, it is attacks, it is draft. But ABS makes the difference. ABS make the difference. Listen.
That's what they show. Nobody listen to it. And if you go to what I see and what to try, it's ever permanent. But I think we have to do something seriously on ABS. There's something, I don't know how they call it. They call it what I see DNS or what is they call it. If we can even contribute. People were asking now if there's a thing of contribute, not for what they use this money to deal people by saying repression tax. They can contribute for it. Only ABS, our ABS. But they are well been disappointed. Thank you, comrade. If we can do something. We know how you have been having a sleepless night to see that Amazonia free. But that is another important thing that gave it a lot of message and make Amazonia too happy. You can see if at any time you are on board and you put on call or you put on your number, You see how many people are struggling to call from all over. So that is why people are interested. Even if you are not on board, if you are not coming, let it be functioning. Even for those people sometimes are coming there making their program and so on.
All right. And there again, that is one of comrades on Ground Zero appealing to us fervently to get ABS back running, back up on satellite running. Right now, ABS is not running on satellite, which is why I am making this special appeal. Please, if you know that ABS is a blessing to this struggle, I strongly appeal to you, call the number or send a message on the number you find on your screen. Let me know you want to support ABS. Many people out there, they can say, hey, Comrade Chris, I can give $1,000, I can give $500, I can give $250, I can give $100. We need it, and it adds up. We need to turn back ABS satellite on by Monday. We also have this fundraiser coming up on Saturday. If you cannot be there, you can do something now. So that said, without any other phone call, I probably should call it a night at this moment. At this moment. Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you on Saturday at ABS fundraiser. The link will be circulated. And if you are on Ground Zero, the difficulties we've had on Ground Zero, making any fundraising on Ground Zero, is about the collection. Who is going to collect it? And so on and so forth. So it's a little bit tricky how to go about that. But we'll have to think about it, because we've had calls and messages upon messages saying Ground Zero is ready to support this struggle. We'll have to figure out a means of doing that. So, once more, thank you for being part of the show tonight. I look forward to being back here on the Saturday with the fundraiser. But please don't wait till Saturday to make your contribution. Go ahead, use that phone number on your screen. Send a message if you need to get a method of payment. Use that phone number, send a message, and we will help you on how you can make your payment before Saturday. Thank you for tuning in and being part of it tonight. God bless you all. I look forward to being back.